Hey Gemini, welcome to my channel, Lioness Moon Intuitive Tarot. My name is Sarah. Thank you for being here. We're just going to get a quick message here. I hope it's quick. About whatever spirit wants to say to you today. It's for the week of March 9th to the 15th, 2025. What do you want to say to Gemini? Tapping into the energy of Gemini. Spirit, angels, and guides. What guidance would you like to bestow upon Gemini today? Gemini. The first thing we've got is courage. You may need to have the courage to do something here. We're going to find out more as we clear here. Bring that down so you can actually see it. Something to do with a miracle, maybe some sort of miracle. We'll see if that comes out. All right, so what else does Gemini need to know? Can you give us a second energy here? Courage. Courage is the first thing. One more. Grace. You may have to bestow grace upon somebody, or somebody may be giving you some grace. We will find out. We are going to clarify this. You may have to let go of something. There may be something about letting go of something. So you may be holding on to something that is that has to do with maybe holding a grudge of some sort. We'll find out more in a minute. Can we get a third energy, please, for Gemini? Third energy for Gemini. Freedom. All right. So we've got courage, grace, freedom, and playfulness. The freedom to be playful is, who wouldn't want that, right? Who doesn't want to actually feel like a child again? All right. So we've got courage, grace, and freedom. So something to do with courage here. What is it that Gemini needs to know about their courage? Their courage that they need to exercise. What is it about courage? Courage. Okay, out wants to jump this card, so I better take it. It is this one. On the table. Okay, so you either did this already or you need to do this. You have had the courage or may need to have the courage to actually put your demands on the table, which is very difficult to do. If you're a people pleaser type. But Gemini, you are the communicator of the zodiac, so I'm sure that if you can get in touch with your very, very, very healthy side, you can do this in a very tactful way. But it looks like it has something to do with putting your demands on the table and being serious about what it is that you want. So if this happens to be with something to do with a job, you may need to go and kind of demand or command your raise, or whatever it is that you feel like. This may have to do with a relationship as well. Expression. Oh, of course, Gemini gets this card. You need to express yourself. You need to have the courage to express yourself and put your demands on the table. This could be even in the form of a blog. You may be expressing it does look like it has something to do with asking for something. You may need to have the courage to ask for something, and you need to use your gift. You are gifted with expression. You may be feeling a little frozen, though, from doing that, is what Spirit is trying to say here, and that's why it's requiring you to have courage here, okay? Can we get more about this courage card from the tarot? Oh, this one wants to come out. This may have to do with moving, and you may be choosing or planning on taking a new path and leaving something behind, and causing some sort of uproar with the Tower. So I don't know, from what it looks like you may have done this already. Maybe you did put your demands. This could be the past. This could be happening now. It is the first energy I pulled was this. So this could be more past tense, but its energy is fluid in these general readings, so you have to take it as it resonates if it does. it looks like there's something to do with moving in a new, you moved in a new direction is what it looks like. Maybe you did have the courage to put your demands on the table or ask for something and express yourself, and it inspired you to move in a new direction. It does look like we've got the Six of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles here. You may have decided to move towards some level of, you may have received some sort of public recognition for this, or you may be receiving some sort of public recognition and gaining some sort of wealth as a result of actually expressing yourself. It would make sense that you would, because you are Gemini. So, can we get more on grace? What's going on with this grace card? Tell us, Spirit. Bestowing grace upon somebody. Frozen. So it looks like there may be something that's keeping you stuck here, is what I'm seeing. And it may have something to do with money. Did somebody... Okay, so this may not be for every single one of you, but there may be somebody in your energy that you may have bestowed grace upon as a result of there being some sort of financial reason. Did you invest in something? Maybe you invested in something, and you may have invested in something, and it has something to do with well, what I'm getting here is that you're recognizing that where your money goes matters, okay? And so you have invested in something, but there's this frozen card here. So that's what's kind of getting me here. I'm trying to, maybe you've been given some sort of grace, or you gave somebody grace over some sort of financial reason. Did somebody try to mess with your money? Yeah, okay, so there's something, so you may have some sort of regret or anxiety with regard to money, okay? That is Gemini energy, Mars and Gemini, exertion of anxiety. Maybe you might be feeling a little anxious about exercising appropriate judgment in this situation. You may have so here's what I'm getting, is that there may have been some sort of collaboration that had something and somebody may have it looks like there's been some sort of possible injustice here with regard to a collaboration. And it looks like somebody has made a choice of some sort it looks like somebody messed with your money, but it does look like you may have bestowed grace upon them as a result. And I'm not sure if this is your energy or if this is somebody else's, but it does look like there's been some sort of anxiety regarding exercising appropriate judgment, possibly with this person, whoever this is. It looks like there's there's something or somebody in your energy that may have messed with your money in some way. So now we've got this freedom card. Why is freedom here? Outside forces. There's something outside of you that's driving this situation. Like there's this, almost like whatever it is that's going on is meant to be. This has something to do with teaching you something about reciprocity with give and take. And this might be shifting your direction towards freedom. It looks like there's something to do. I have a feeling that there's something to do with you. You may be please reverse the roles if this is somebody else. But I'm getting that you may I get very strongly here with this middle placement here that somebody took advantage of you, and it looks like it was in a financial way. And so now I'm getting that there's some sort of understanding that you have to have. There's some sort of outside force that is directing this, that is supposed to be teaching you something about reciprocity, that is supposed to lead to your freedom. There's something that's keeping you frozen here. And it has something to do with not understanding or being too, maybe you're too giving. You're either too, I'm getting that you're too giving is what's showing up here. Can we get more on this? Oh no, I already did this deck. We have to do the tarot now. Can we get more on freedom here for Gemini? Oh, this is the one that wants to jump out. The Four of Wands. Okay, so this has something to do with house and home situation, possibly a really strong committed relationship. Okay, so here's the thing. There's been something. Okay, so there is something that's been keeping you stuck. We had that Frozen card. It showed up in the Courage position, just on the back of the deck, and then it actually came out under Grace. There's something that's keeping you stuck with regard to your understanding surrounding reciprocity. And this is something that is rooted in some sort of trauma that may have taken place in a house and home situation in your family. It could be here, let's see if that shows up. There's something about, okay, so this is destined. There's a cycle here. You're in a cycle that is causing you a lot of suffering here, okay? And the intention of this cycle is for you to actually learn something so that you can gain victory and success towards freedom. Because part of whatever it is that's keeping you frozen and stuck has to do with your understanding of reciprocity, and it looks like it's rooted in some sort of trauma that you have experienced. Maybe it's possible that you may have lived in a household where you were constantly being told you have to give in some way, and that you should never, if you are giving to somebody, you should never have an expectation that comes back to you. That is a very, very, very common way of, that's a common conditioning that we may adopt because we want to be good people, right? The problem is that when we adopt that mentality, unfortunately, what ends up happening is that there are people in our lives that end up taking advantage of us and treating us like we are area rugs. And these are not people who necessarily deserve our generosity. And so this has been keeping you stuck, is what I am getting here. All right. What is Gemini's obstacle here? What is your obstacle, Gemini? What is your blockage? I already feel like I see it. New beginnings. So there's something about maybe doing something, because I obviously see this new beginnings card as the equivalent of the Fool. So there may be something, and it being in the obstacle position may have something to do with you fearing a new beginning, or it could have something to do with you doing something actually foolish here. That is blocking you from making it through your passage that you need to make it through in order to, like, it's almost like what you've been going to is a means to an end. And you are meant to start over here. You're meant to move on to something new here that gets you out of this stuck and frozen energy here. Can we get more on new beginnings for Gemini, please? Can we get more on new beginnings for Gemini? So there is some sort of spiritual work that you are probably meant to be doing, but you are also meant to be doing your inner work too in order to get yourself to that place. And a part of that has to do with understanding reciprocity. You give too much. And unfortunately, as a result, it looks like people treat you like some sort of area rug or doormat. So it looks like you need to possibly invest your time into doing your spiritual work. And that is what's going to lead you to your new beginning. And possible wealth. It's actually going to possibly lead you to your wealth is what I'm getting here. based on the card I just read. It's not even like it has to be intuitive. I just literally read that this is going to lead to your wealth. So on the contingency that you do it, this is actually your obstacle. The obstacles that you may not be doing this to the extent that you need to do this. The new beginnings. Can we get a little bit more? You have work to do. You have spirit you have to build on yourself still, is what's showing up here. You may have to take the time to retreat and be introspective with the Hermit and really, really do the work that you need to do. You still need to educate yourself on something with the Page of Swords. And you have the ability to do something in leadership. You have the ability to have the visions inherent in being able to be progressive and actually bestow wisdom on possibly the masses here, but there's something that's holding you back. You're frozen. There's something that's holding you back. There's something in your mentality that's keeping you stuck. You are stuck. The Four of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords, you are stuck. So this is your challenge, is that you have work to do on yourself still in order to bring yourself to that spiritual place, okay? And it has to do with your understanding of reciprocity. You give too much. All right. You've adopted a certain conditioning that has been detrimental to your spiritual, to embarking on your spiritual path in the way that you need to. All right, so your advice. What is your advice? Gemini. Spirit, tell us, what is Gemini's advice? Purification. There's something that you need to purify. There's some sort of purification that needs to take place in order for you to reach the wisdom that you need to garner in order to get to the place you need to be at. All right, can we get a little bit more on purification? What is it that needs to be purified here, Spirit? Oh, we got this card wants to come out. Good luck. There's something about good fortune. This could be the equivalent of the Wheel of Fortune, but there's something about good luck. It does look like there's something that's short term right now in your life because you need to gain wisdom. There's something about gaining wisdom here. You need to, so that shows up on the bottom of both decks in the same position, okay? So there's something about garnering wisdom here, and it has to do with building on your spiritual work. So unless you actually bring yourself to a place of purification, there may be something about luck that you are experiencing now, but unless you gain the wisdom that you need to gain, in order to actually catapult you to where you need to be, this luck may be short term. That's just what Spirit's saying here. Can we get more on this purification? More on purification, Spirit? Yeah, so it's this, whatever it is that you need to do your spiritual work on, it has to do with your stability. And I'm getting that there's something to do with your generosity here. The Queen of Pentacles is the most generous of the court cards. She is Capricorn. She is the most generous. And it also has to do with your compassion. There's something to do with generosity and compassion here that you need to align yourself with. But there's something about your understanding about generosity that is askew right now. Like, there's nothing wrong with being generous at all. Obviously, we're supposed to be that way in order to do divine work. The problem is that there's something that you are stuck in that is harming you with regard to your understanding about generosity. So yeah, this is coming. There's something that's possibly, you're manifesting something here. But there's something unknown about this situation, and there's something that's possibly short term here as far as good luck goes, because there's something that you haven't learned here yet, is what I'm getting. So it's just something you might want to consider if this does resonate with you at all. Can we, can we get the outcome here for Gemini? Outcome for Gemini. Playfulness. Hey, that was at the end of the freedom. There's something to do with playfulness. And beauty. You will understand, maybe there may be something beautiful coming into you. You might be beautiful. Something to do with playfulness. The outcome is playfulness. You get to if you can get to yourself to this place of purification and aligning yourself with where you need to be, playfulness is your outcome. Elves, can we get more on playfulness? Yeah, there's something to do with courage here. We've got the courage card. You need to have the courage to make something work, because it will invoke quick changes, fast changes in your life that will allow you to actually be playful here and actually have a more, it may have something to do with bringing yourself, hey, that's what this purification is about. It's about bringing you back to a more childlike place so that you can experience that feeling of playfulness. Can we get more on playfulness before we close this out for Gemini? Yeah, so we've got the Queen of Wands and the Two of Swords. So it looks like we've got 3 queens out here. And the Five of Pentacles. So here's the thing, is that there's something to do. There are choices. This is the thing. You have choices to make here. You have what it takes to be a teacher, and you probably get a lot. Oh, beauty showed up. You might be beautiful. That might be why the Queen of Wands is showing up here. So you may have the ability through your charisma and your ability to hold other people's attention to do something, be courageous to make something work. The thing is that you're making choices possibly right now that are going to continue to keep you in a state of lack, and you do need to take the time to actually, there's this time card, but it also represents processing what has gone on in your life already and what you could have been doing differently in order to make that to change that. It looks like if you get yourself into a state of your higher morals and values, you will manifest moving on to calmer waters, and you will not be experiencing some of the stuck energy that you've been experiencing, especially with regard to reciprocity. So anyways, Gemini, this video was longer than I had anticipated it would be. So thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to my videos. And until I read you again, have yourself a blessed week.